about what are the important terminologies and the technologies is kind of used right now in the startup space as well as among the MNCs. Okay, so we are not only discussing about what happens, what's new terminologies in digital marketing, but also an entire company. Okay, this kind of a session which covers other things apart from digital marketing. Okay, so yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so this session we'll be like talking about the important terminologies in the computer internet space, and in the clouds, and the systems and operations space as well, in addition to digital marketing. Okay, so first we'll be like discussing about the important terminologies and technologies which kind of like recently new in the last couple of decades in this area of computer or internet. Okay, first one is like yeah, data center. So yes, data center is like it's a facility where the computers and the data storage systems like the servers and everything is kind of like provided. Okay, so if you're a small company, you don't have enough computer power to process your request, or you can't store enough data in your machines. So in that case, you always go and use this data centers. Okay, mostly this has been used like provided by the internet service providers. Okay, so they have this data center of, and sometimes it is like very big companies like Google, Amazon, they have this web services, right? Okay, so like even Microsoft also like does that. I mean, provide these kind of services. Okay, so I think you also know about like the server hosting. So this is mostly like owned by these internet service providers. So these people, they host their company's internet and the computers and everything. Okay, they try to create an internet space. So this is also like most of the times this server hosting and data center services is kind of provided by the same provider to a startup to make things a little easier. Next one is the back end. So I think you all know what front end means. Okay, so whatever you see in your screen, the web page, or any front whatever see you in a mobile application that you have downloaded from your Play Store or iOS. So that's your front end. Okay, behind this you will be like having a DB or a web server. Okay, and other applications that make this like front pages work. Okay, so to develop a website, I mean, what you have in the backend makes it connected to the search engine, and then based on that, I mean, it gets listed when you search in Google or any other search engine. Okay, so backend is like very much important for any of the web page or a web application or a mobile app or any other software. Next one is VPN. VPN is a abbreviation of virtual private network. Okay, so this allows the users to connect to a private network from anywhere. Okay, so this actually been used for more security. So instead of using public network, yeah, I mean, if you use VPN, you will be having a good like good network with good security. Okay, next one is technology stack. So technology stack is nothing but for any application that I mean, it will have different layers of components like data management, the logins, I mean, and then in the front end and development, everything. Okay, so this stack is kind of getting popular recently. So if someone is kind of proficient in a stack, I mean, the chances for him to like get into a job is a little easier, because that person can like tackle almost like end-to-end solutions for a particular application. I mean, popular one of the popular stack is like called LAMP, like Linux for operating system, and then you have Apache for the server, and MySQL for the DB, and PHP or Python, for the server coding. So this LAMP is one of the popular stack. And next one is I think API. I think I forgot about API. Yeah. So API stands for Application Programming Interface. So which actually this actually makes different components of this a software to connect and work together as a single software. So imagine there's a software which works on a particular platform, and then they have a DB backend and they have a front end. So that API helps all this come together. Okay, it connects the different components of the software. DNS. Next is DNS, and that actually stands for Domain Name Service. This name service actually like translates the your what do you say, a website address into numbers. Okay. So actually this like translated into numbers, whatever that the website name that you're providing, it will be like translated into numbers, and this DNS stores all those directory of these numbers. I think you should be like seeing this 192 plus dot 192 dot something, it goes on, right? So each of the website name will have this DNS. Okay. So and all this DNS directory has to have stored all the numbers for all the websites. Okay. Next one is open source. I think you should know about this because you're already using some of the open source products like R, Python, and also here what happens here is like you don't have to like buy the software or a tool to use this. You just can download online and then install and start doing it, and you can like try to customize it as per your requirements. Okay. So ML, I think ML, machine learning, AI, and everything is like, I think you all know, because based on ML only, like almost all the personal assistants and banking softwares and house prices are kind of like determined. Okay. On cloud, I think you should know about cloud hosting and SaaS. So in cloud hosting, actually, we've been talking about data centers and all, like where the companies will be like leasing their servers, right? Whereas in cloud hosting, they'll be like leasing out their virtual servers. Which means that these servers will be like based out in cloud, where you can like access them only through the internet connection. Okay. So you just when you like avail for the services, you'll be getting a login where through which, if you log in, you'll be able to like store all your data in the cloud. You'll be most of the times people use it for backup. Okay. And even but sometimes they when they have offices in different locations, people mostly use cloud, and this has been like made possible to common users as well. So now we have G Drive, Dropbox, where you can like store everything online, and then your OneDrive in Microsoft, so you can store things online. So it is like irrespective of the device that you're using in, you can just like use your products from any use your files from anywhere and at any place. So next one is like SaaS, software as a service. So this actually like is mostly associated with cloud computing. They most of the times they go together. Okay. uh, so when a company is like using the SaaS service, they just like pay the vendor based on a monthly subscription. They don't like come and install the software in their laptops or machines of their employees. It's not like that. They just like get this subscription by payment. So if you're like paying for 1 month, you'll be like getting a subscription. All you can enjoy the benefits for 1 month. So most of the time, this project management softwares, they started following this model like very earlier. So this project management software, we have like Asana, um, and few other Click and all. What do they do is like you just like pay online in their portal, and then choose the plan, and accordingly you can enjoy the benefits. So after a period of time, it stopped according to the accordingly when the subscription is going to stop. So you know to renew it, you just have to pay and then enjoy the subscription. So you don't have to like install anything. You should not have your prerequisites installed. You don't have to like increase your machine capacity. You don't have to do anything. You just access everything on cloud, right? It made people's life easier in the startup community mostly. Next is among we'll be like talking about terminologies in the area of systems and operations. I mean, this is a place where companies are using a lot of the new technologies, and because it's not only about IT, it's about like other functions as well. Okay, the first one is content management system. Actually, this is mainly used to manage the content of the website. So everybody has their own website, and then they have to update it frequently. So sometimes, people get I mean, don't get to update this, and then it gets outdated over a period of time, and then they tend to like doesn't know what the web page has if they kind of outsourced it. So if you have a web-based publishing feature in your website, actually it makes anybody to update the content of the website, irrespective of whether they know coding, whether they can design a website. Okay, so it's actually kind of embedded in the website where imagine you're a blogger and you want to like keep on blogging, and then you're not a technical person, so you just write blogs for different companies. So in that case, what happens is like they just like give you access for the content management system, where you'll be like writing your blogs and storing it and publishing it by yourself when it is like after quality check. You don't have to like go and like do any coding. So the content management system itself takes care of this. Okay, so next one is custom software development. Okay, this is what been happening in the IT industry so far. So there is no one solution for all the requirements of the companies, because every companies are making the products in a different way. They follow different process. They produce give different solutions. So they might be in different industries as well. So you cannot just create one software and make everybody to use that. So according to the needs of the customer, the software that is being kind of developed by the programmers has to be customized. Okay, so that is actually I mean, um, you can't just like download a software and then use it just like that. Most of the times you have to go for customization. So that is called custom software development. And next one is ERP. I think you should know this. I mean, it stands for Enterprise Resource Planning, where this allows a company to manage the various aspects of business. I mean, for example, HR, finance, inventory, production, quality, everything. Okay, so this ERP will be having a separate models where each of the employees will be trained on that. And I mean, when you follow ERP, I mean, you will be like following a complete process. Okay, so according to this process, you'll be like uploading the documents, and then you'll be like following a chain of command. For example, imagine you have an ERP for a HR recruitment. Okay, so for that, first HR recruitment starts when a company is planning to like hire new people. So HR doesn't decide that. Actually, the business teams decides that. Okay, I'm gonna require 10 more people in the next month for my process. The business team identifies this, and then transfer the requirement to the finance team, and they allot the budget, and then accordingly it get transferred to the HR team. So they start the recruitment process. They post it, and then they conduct the interview. So after conducting the interview, they will be scrutinizing few resumes that will be like sent to the I mean, all this happens in the ERP. I mean, recruitment. I mean, sourcing doesn't happen there, but all the people who like kind of qualified for the role, they get listed in the HR ERP, and then that information will be shared to the business team, and they liaise with the HR team. They work on the recruitment, and then they absorb them. Okay, so to communicate between different functions, ERP is very crucial, and also to manage the process within each of the function. ERP is kind of very much need. So SAP is kind of a very big giant in this market, but recently, like since every company is kind of following a different process, they're using different ERPs. Different ERPs, or they're not using the same process. The ERP is kind of being customized based on the process within each of the company. And next one is BI. I mean, BI stands for business intelligence, as you all know. It's actually a software which helps information. To be like projected for a business. Okay, so I mean, all the data which is collected for the business, it has to be like visualized. So this BI software helps the data to be collected, stored, and visualized, so that the people can able to take better decisions. So some examples of BI tools are Tableau, Power BI, and ClickSense, ClickView, and many more too. Okay, next one is contract management software. So here the businesses will be like dealing with many contracts. I'm talking about very big companies, they make contracts with vendors, customers, and sometimes employees. They hire employees based on a contract. So there's a few contract management softwares available where they can just keep track of when the person or the client or vendor come into contact with that particular company, and when is it going to end, and whether we want to renew or not. So all this process happens in this contract management software. Next one is PMS. It's nothing but your performance management software, which is used by human resource department, where they track the performance of each of the employee, and it's kind of stored there. Next one is CRM. It stands for Customer Relationship Management, which is used by the marketing department of any business, where it collects and manages the data about the consumers. All the prospect and leads information will be stored here, and then and any contact made within the clients, it can be a service call, or it can be a cold call, or an email which has been sent. Everything goes in there. Okay. The next one is LMS, which is nothing but a learning management system, where the businesses use it to train their employees. Okay, so all the videos or content which has to be like shared with the employees, it goes in there. And many of the companies have the LMS where people can go and enroll themselves here and then study new courses. Okay. Next one is document management, where like employees can like create, share, and organize their documents within the organization. Okay, so this actually make the documents and files secure, and most of the time it is like kind of self-hosted within the organization, or sometimes it is cloud-based. They'll be having their own cloud where the employees can be like sharing their documents. I mean, SharePoint is one of a very good example. SharePoint is a document management system offered by Microsoft, and most of the MNCs use this. Okay, next one is version control. Okay, so this is very, very important for the programmers, because when they code, I mean, they should be like using a common platform if they're coding for an application. So sometimes the things might go wrong, and many people access the code. They might tweak it, because most of the time not one person will be developing an application. So a lot of people comes and sit together, and then they write codes. In that case, they'll be using Git or anything. The Git also is a very good platform where you can like store your codes, and then share your codes and work on that. So here, this version control actually helps these programmers and engineers to keep their data intact, so that they can just go and backtrack and check out what tasks were accomplished, how things were like kind of made. And if they want to scrap the traditional versions, they always can do this by backtracking through this version controls. Okay, so mostly programmers and engineers use this version control type of softwares. Next one is managed services. Okay, so I mean, you should know like all the MNCs outsource their few business activities for cutting cost to other companies. So most of the time, India it's has such kind of companies where kind of a back office to we are a kind of back office to a lot of MNCs, right? So that is called actually called managed services. When day-to-day business activities is kind of outsourced, okay, for cost cutting and increasing the efficiency, you can call that as managed services that comes under operations. Okay, so next one is merchant account. So it's nothing but an agreement with the banking institutions and also between the businesses where they can do all this credit and debit transactions. Okay, and then they'll be like charging an intermediate fee to do that. For example, you can be able to like you pay to a grocery shop through GPay, right? So in this case, that grocery store is using a GPay. So here GPay is your merchant account. Okay, so it actually helps to connect the banking institutions and as well as the consumer. Okay, you can't just like can't go and get the account number of the grocery store and then transfer it. People don't do that. So just like scan and then transfer. And we do that for other things as well, paying our bills, to pay our electricity bill. So you don't have the account number of electricity board to transfer your what do you say, your bill, right? Because they also doesn't know your phone number. It's right, have to, I mean, they have to like do a lot of integration and it's going to take longer time. But with GPay, things were made very easier, right? You can just like pay your bills online. So merchant accounts made these things possible, right? Or Paytm, GPay, PhonePe, and many more. And now we have Amazon Pay as well. It's kind of little more relevant too. Next one is like distributed system. So this is like used by the bigger businesses only most of the times because they'll be handling a lot of data, and then they will be like have to process big data, and they should be having good computing power. So in this case, they should be like having a lot of server requests. So they should be having a distributed systems. So this is where big data, all these things comes in place. Okay, so they'll be able with distributed systems. I mean, the computers were able to like several computers will be like able to like connect it to a network, and then they'll be able to like provide a service. Okay. Next, yes, we are coming into digital marketing. So we'll be discussing about few important terminologies which is kind of being used in digital marketing. First one is MVP. MVP stands for minimum viable product. Okay, so you know when you start a product from scratch, it's never going to be perfect. Even a product which after 10 years, there's chance of improvement. No product, no service is perfect. Okay, you can always improve, but you have to decide when you are gonna take the product or a service to market. You can't just keep on improving and improving for 10 years without no customers who are going to pay for that. Okay, so when you decide that you're going to take that particular product to your consumers, okay, so you for the first time with minimum facilities, you call that as a minimum viable product. Okay, so next one is email marketing. Okay, so email marketing we have discussed a lot more many times, where it is just a promotion of products and services through email. So here the businesses can get creative with all their images, videos, and other contents. Okay, And then so each of the businesses will also be able to track how many people the email has been sent, how many people have seen it, and then how many people have kind of bought from after like seeing this email. All these things can be done. So there's a lot of softwares available in relation to email marketing software, where they can track all this. Okay. Next one is content curation. So content curation is nothing but sharing your multimedia content that you've created, like your blogs, audios and videos and your ads, everything. Okay. So when you when you do that, you can call it as a content curation. Okay. So for example, sometimes you create a blog and then over a period of time it might be little old for what you're doing. So in that case, you can just make it fresh. You can make it fresh and then make it stay relevant. Okay. So that your SEO things work well. Okay. So that is also called as content curation. Okay. So engagement, I think you should know it already. So you always have to understand the people or the customers who are using your product, and accordingly you have to use your on-trend resources to interact with through the social media pages with your consumers. Okay, so this is called tracking engagement. This is called engagement, and when you track them, you call that as tracking engagement. Okay, so the more you engage your audience on through your social media or a website, you'll be able to get more good relationships. Okay, so it's about like connecting with your people. You're trying to keep in touch with them. You're engaging them. Okay, yeah. Next one is impression. So it's almost like in line with the engagement. So an impression occurs when each time this content on the social media or the website is kind of seen. Okay, so if you are creating a post in your social media and then somebody sees it, that becomes an impression. Okay. Okay, next is organic. So I mean, if you're not like paying anyone to see or your social media uh, to get the campaign boosted or anything, it's like you are just posting and everybody kind of seeing it. The growth becomes organic. Okay. Okay. This some tags get very popular over a period of time. The recent one was like Binod, right? We really don't know why it got popular, right? So some things happen like that, and so that when things go something like this, without any paid promotions, just through keyword searches, that is called as organic. So most of the MNCs, they just like create brand awareness and then they go for paid promotions, and over a period of time they try to go organic. Okay, and then with that they'll be able to reach more consumers. Next one is marketing automation. So these are the softwares or the services which is like provided to like track this marketing efforts. I mean, you'll be like doing marketing efforts through emails, through social media, and then you'll be like able to collect all this information. Okay, how many posts has been like posted in social media, how many blogs has been like shared, all these things has to be like collected, and how many people have see this, and how many people have like bought because of this. All this kind of being tracked on a daily basis, and you do reporting analytics on this. Okay, and then you connect this with the CRM tool. Okay, so that so everything is kind of connected together. Okay, marketing automation. So it actually like connected with your website, it's connected with your social media page, it is connected with your Google ads. So it's actually connected with the CRM. Okay, so it's the entire process is completely automated and is like kind of integrated with your ERP module of CRM. Next one is A/B testing. So A/B testing is actually, like comparing two different social media campaigns. Okay, imagine you're doing a blog and then promoting it, and then imagine you're doing email marketing. So you compare, okay, which through which selling is kind of through which sales is kind of increasing, the revenue is increasing. You compare the end-to-end process with the cost as well as revenue, and then find out which is kind of more successful with your clients. Okay, so that is called A/B testing. Okay, so we have been discussing a lot on different areas, not only in digital marketing, in terms of computer or internet, or in terms of systems and operations and cloud. Okay, so it's kind of uh, a good session. At least I feel so, because you tend to like understand lot many things. Okay, not only in relation to digital marketing, but also in the